My guest today, that's guests with an S, are both musicians and both work at Infrared Studios in Mayflower, Arkansas. Mr. Eric Chesher, for over 25 years, has been producing music for some of the largest recording studios in the industry. His resume includes Capitol Records, RCA, and today he is laying down tracks for himself and other musicians at Infrared Studios. In addition, Eric predictably holds a BA in music performance in both vocal and piano. But confusingly, he also has a BS, a Business of Science degree in pre-med for biology and psychology, and I can't wait to hear how that turn of events happened, and is his mother happy about it? Accompanying Eric Chesher today is Mr. Brian Brown. Born in the most northern region of the United States, Maine, Brian's father loved jazz and feathered his son's skills as a drummer. As early as age 14, Brian began performing, and over his teen years would have the pleasure of learning from and sitting in with such legends as Louis Armstrong, Howard McGhee, Benny Golson, and many others. Throughout his career, Brian continued to play with a wide variety of musicians, including Lightning Hopkins, opening for Ramsey Lewis, and more recently performed with Herbie Hancock. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. In 1983, Brian moved to Little Rock, Arkansas. Can't wait to hear that story. And today is part of the Ted Ludwig Trio, and like his fellow musician and studio member Eric, helps produce music at Infrared Studios in Mayflower, Arkansas. It is with great pleasure welcome to the table, not one but two well-trained musicians and Infrared Studio members, pianist Mr. Eric Chesher and drummer Mr. Brian Brown. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So I got to tell everybody that, Eric, you were here last week.
Yes, I was.
You came with the Steinway, exclusive Steinway dealer in town, Steinway & Sons, Stephen Wurges. And you are the Steinway & Sons, manager.
Yeah, when Steinway approached Steve to open the store, he quickly realized that I had had my own piano company for years and had been in the business for many, many years. And I think part of receiving the Steinway Gallery was that they knew that he had some pretty good support standing behind him, and I agreed to help. And so he decided he had to call me something. So he calls me the store manager, which I get a kick out of.
You played with Lightning Hopkins.
Yeah, for a week.
Oh.
For a week in Boulder, Colorado, at a club there called Tulagi, which was this big college hangout. And they brought in all the national acts of the day, if you will.
Rolling Stones magazine ranked him as on number 71 on the 100 greatest guitarists of all times.
He was interesting to work with because if you listen to a modern blues piece, and it's a 1-4-5, and it's at 8 bars, you're going to the 4,
right?
And then at another 8 bars, you go to the 5. Well, his chord progressions would happen at bar 13 and a half or whatever. I mean, you had to really listen. He taught me a lot about listening to where the music was going. And just a sweet man, sweet guy. He and his wife traveled together. And on break, would do a set, take a little break, and say, "Mama, give me my medicine." And she carried a pint of old Overholt or whatever. And
what was it? Old what?
Whiskey.
Yeah. Old over.
Yeah, just
Overholt.
Overhauls.
I don't know that one. Okay.
Just
cheap.
Well, not necessarily, but just that was his
medicine.
That was his medicine.
And that was a fun week. I took me a month to recover from that because I was trying to stay up with him.
And he was probably 20 years older than you.
Oh, at least. I was 23, 24. he was God had to be in his 60s.
The life of a traveling musician is so tough.
It is. That's a young man's game as far as I'm concerned.
But there's so many people still doing it that are old.
Yeah, but they're staying in 4-star hotels, not sleeping in the back of a pickup.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Next to
It's
the-
still hard though. Even still, that's
It is
even
hard.
star. So you played in this band, this fusion band, and I was like, "What is a fusion band?" So I went and looked at Weather Report.
Yes.
They opened for Ramsey Lewis, and they had a hit called Birdland, which became a jazz standard, which I went and listened to. I was like, I know that song. Were you playing with them at the time that was a hit?
I played. This was a band called Fly and the Zippers, and it also
They were stoned when they made that name up.
Fly was this great saxophone player, bass clarinet player.
Oh, okay.
With you have to kind of close your eyes and picture this. He had instead of a full beard, he had a cone of hair growing out from his right jawline. It was like about a foot long, 18 inches long at its peak, and it would flutter when he played because he was,
Because he played the horns.
Yeah, he played bass clarinet, tenor, and alto, flute.
So he kept everything shaved, but right there
But this one little cone of hair
on the right side.
on the right side, it came out like this. Women loved it for some reason.
I don't get that, but okay.
Anyway, he would perform with a Snoopy flight helmet on with goggles and a throat mic he would sing the octaves of whatever note he was playing. So, I mean, it was bizarre. But
He's multi-talented, though.
yeah, anyway, it was a...
So he would play a clarinet, you said. Is that right? Did you say clarinet?
bass clarinet.
And sing with the throat mic on his...
Yeah.
How do you do that?
He's humming.
Hum it while
Yeah,
you're playing.
yeah,
Well, the air's
Whoa.
coming through, so you can engage your.
yeah.
Excuse me, I'm leaning back.
Yeah, you are.
The
You're
air
just
is
way
coming
too
through,
comfortable in here.
and you can engage your vocal cords. But the trick is to produce enough air to keep the reed that he has to vibrate to make the sound in his horn,
Yeah.
and stay on pitch.
Yeah.
So it's an extraordinarily weird thing.
Or good.
so-
I mean,
so
talented.
weird. I love it.
Love it. Okay, what's his name? We got to look him up.
His real name was Phil McClard.
But when we Google it, when we want to go to YouTube and look him up, what's his name?
Fly McClard. But
Fly McClard. Honey, Gray, put a link to that on
Oh,
there.
absolutely.
I-
Fly in the
he has a-
zippers, right?
Yeah, Fly the Zippers.
Fly and the Zippers, you might get something, but that was back in the 70s. I mean,
I got to go see this sideways
I was
beard.
about to say that the
It's
internet is a
18
strange
inches
place.
long.
Cone of shame coming out of his cheek. Strange.
The women loved it. I don't think
The
it was
women loved
shame. It was a sexy
Wow,
cone.
it's
well,
All right, go
Bold-
ahead, Brian.
Boulder,
You're losing us.
Boulder was home to some of the more original. I mean, I look at band names these days, and the stuff coming out of Boulder. I was also in a band, this big 10-piece horn band, that we played everything from Bob Wills to Duke Ellington. And we were speaking of the road, we were on the road a lot. And the, just the, the amount of energy, Fly ended up in that band as well. We both kind of went to that band because they gave us an offer we couldn't refuse, which is really good money. And we actually did a recording for Columbia, and hearkening back to what we were talking about before. I mean, they gave us $50,000 to do a record.
Whoa, that's big bucks.
Well, yeah, but that was kind of if they were interested in you and they wanted to develop you, that's what they'd do.
Okay.
And they'd take that back, they considered it a loan.
Yes, it was a loan.
Oh, never mind.
Of course, we were, buying cases of tequila and really great marijuana and putting it on a rental slip. So, along with recording. So, I mean, just to be totally honest here, it was the 70s after all.
Yeah. Oh,
But,
yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
But, that had
I forgot where we were going. I don't even know where I am in the show. I'm going to take a break, and we're going to come back. We got 5 minutes. I want to come back. I love talking to Brian Brown. He's got stories. Okay, you may have to come back next week. Every week I get another guy to come back because I just can't quit talking to him. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with these two interesting musicians telling their stories from Infrared Studio, pianist Mr. Eric Chesher and drummer Brian Brown. We'll be right back.
Welcome. I'm Kerry McCoy, owner of the one and only flagandbanner.com.
It's bunting season. Stuck inside with nothing to do? Transform your home from drab to fab by adding bunting, a flagpole, and garden banners. Let's celebrate the patriotic season safely together. TheFlagandBanner.com, your patriotic display experts. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, and Saturday, 10 to 4.
Y'all have been in the industry a long time. You've seen a lot of changes. Looking back, do you have any advice for any young musicians? The business is so different today.
Oh, it's totally different.
How do young musicians get started? Should they go get a degree? Did you get a degree, Brian?
No, I did not.
But you play with all these men who are trained musicians.
Luckily, you don't have to show any credentials other than what you bring to the table, what you can play.
Is it worth getting a degree? Should you go to college?
I'm a fan of it, but it is not a necessity. No one cares if you have a piece of paper when you're playing for them. It's what you can do and what they think you might be able to do. I think that a college degree opens doors on the different sides of the music business, not just the performing end, that possibly you wouldn't get if you didn't have it. So I'm a huge fan of college.
And I think you need to read music. Do you read music, Brian?
Gotta read music.
Gotta read music.
So
if you have to get some training. You've got to be able to. If you don't, So what's Infrared Studio's goal? What is their goal for the future?
Our goal is to keep helping as many people as we can develop their talent. That's what we do.
Is that what you want your legacy to be?
It seems to be the legacy, and of course the great music from the great players that are there already, and really developing the new and young or old talent that comes through our door. We give them 400% effort.
We're going to play. You brought some more music. We've run out of time. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and put it on the podcast. So we'll play your next song. What is that music?
The next song was a movie score that I just finished. It's The Battle Scene. It's a movie that's coming out based on the Netflix show The Last Kingdom, and the score was accepted. I can announce that, and so I brought The Battle Scene, and this is a full symphonic movie score. A big difference from the first song.
And what's the name of it?
It's just called The Battle Scene.
And what's the name of your Netflix show?
The Netflix show is called The Last Kingdom, and they're making a movie out of that show.
That's so cool. We know you. I want to take this opportunity to tell our listeners, thank you for spending time with us. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Eric.
Thanks for having us.
I loved being with you guys. We hope that our listeners have learned or heard something today that's been inspiring or enlightening, and that whatever it is, will help you up your business, your independence, or your life. I'm Kerry McCoy, and I'll see you next time on Up in Your Business. Until then, be brave and keep it up.
You've been listening to Up in Your Business with Kerry McCoy. For links to resources you heard discussed on today's show, go to flagandbanner.com, select radio, and choose today's guest. If you'd like to sponsor this show or any show, contact me, Gray, at flagandbanner.com. All interviews are recorded and posted the following week. Stay informed of exciting upcoming guests by subscribing to our YouTube channel or podcasts, wherever you like to listen. Kerry's goal is simple: to help you live the American dream.
If you liked this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the picture of Kerry's face in the center of the screen. To watch the full-length interview, click the video in the top right. For more interview highlights, click the video in the bottom right. Thank you for watching.